Penetration testing, an overview. Penetration testing, often referred to as pen testing or ethical hacking, is a practice where security experts simulate real-world attacks on a computer system, network, or web application to identify vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious hackers. The goal is to find and fix these weaknesses before they can be used to steal data, disrupt services, or cause other types of harm. Key concepts in penetration testing. Vulnerabilities and exploits. Vulnerabilities are weaknesses in a system that can be exploited by an attacker to gain unauthorized access. Exploits are the methods or tools used to take advantage of these vulnerabilities. For example, a vulnerability might be an outdated software version that has known security flaws, and the exploit could be a script that takes advantage of this flaw to gain control of the system. Types of penetration tests. Penetration testing can be categorized based on what is being tested and the information available to the tester. Network penetration testing. This focuses on finding vulnerabilities within the network infrastructure, such as servers, firewalls, and routers. The tester attempts to penetrate the network to access sensitive data or control systems. Web application penetration testing. This targets vulnerabilities in web applications, like websites or online services. Testers look for issues such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, XSS, and insecure authentication methods. Mobile penetration testing. This involves testing mobile applications on platforms like Android or iOS to find vulnerabilities that could allow unauthorized access to data or the device itself. Social engineering penetration testing. This tests the human element of security by attempting to trick employees into revealing sensitive information or granting unauthorized access, often through phishing or other deceptive practices. 3. Black box, white box, and gray box testing. Penetration tests can also differ based on how much information the tester has before beginning the test. Black box testing. The tester has no prior knowledge of the system. This simulates a real-world attack where the hacker knows nothing about the target. White box testing. The tester has full knowledge of the system, including source code, network architecture, and credentials. This allows for a more thorough examination of potential vulnerabilities. Gray box testing. The tester has partial knowledge of the system, simulating an attack by someone with limited insider access. The penetration testing process. Penetration testing is usually conducted in several phases. 1. Planning and reconnaissance. The first step involves gathering information about the target system, such as IP addresses, domain names, and any publicly available data. This phase is crucial because the more information a tester has, the better they can plan their attack strategies. 2. Scanning and vulnerability analysis. Next, the tester uses various tools to scan the target system for vulnerabilities. This might include port scanning to identify open ports, network mapping to understand the structure, and checking for outdated software versions. 3. Exploitation. Once vulnerabilities are identified, the tester attempts to exploit them. This phase simulates an actual attack to see how far the tester can get within the system. They may try to gain access to sensitive data, escalate privileges, or disrupt services. 4. Post-exploitation and reporting. After exploiting vulnerabilities, the tester assesses the potential impact of the breach. This includes determining what data could be accessed, what systems could be controlled, and how long the tester could maintain access without being detected. Finally, the tester compiles a report detailing the vulnerabilities found, the methods used to exploit them, and recommendations for remediation. 5. Remediation and retesting. After the vulnerabilities are fixed, retesting is often conducted to ensure that the issues have been properly addressed and that no new vulnerabilities have been introduced. Tools used in penetration testing. Penetration testers use a variety of tools to simulate attacks and identify vulnerabilities. Some common tools include Nmap. a network scanning tool used to discover devices on a network and identify open ports. Metasploit, a framework that provides information about security vulnerabilities and helps with penetration testing and IDS signature development. Burp Suite, a web application security testing tool that allows testers to find and exploit vulnerabilities like SQL injection and XSS. Wireshark, a network protocol analyzer that helps testers capture and analyze network traffic in real time. Real-life use case. Penetration testing in a financial institution. Consider a financial institution like a bank that handles sensitive customer data and transactions. The bank might hire a penetration testing firm to simulate an attack on its online banking platform. The pen testers might start by gathering information about the bank's web application and network infrastructure. They could then perform a vulnerability scan to identify outdated software or weak authentication mechanisms. During the exploitation phase, the testers might discover a vulnerability in the bank's login system, such as a lack of multi-factor authentication (MFA). They could use this vulnerability to gain unauthorized access to a customer's account. The testers would then report their findings to the bank, which would take steps to fix the vulnerability by implementing MFA and other security measures. After remediation, the pen testers might be called back to ensure that the fixes were effective and that no new issues were introduced. Importance of penetration testing. Penetration testing is essential for identifying and fixing security weaknesses before they can be exploited by malicious actors. By simulating real-world attacks, organizations can better understand their security posture and take proactive steps to protect their data and systems. This is especially critical for industries like finance, healthcare, and government, where data breaches can have severe consequences. In summary, penetration testing is a proactive approach to cybersecurity that helps organizations stay one step ahead of potential attackers. By understanding the concepts, process, and importance of pen testing, businesses can better protect themselves in an increasingly complex and dangerous digital landscape.